Prayer. Pambansang out. Privilege time.
Anybody who'd like to avail of the privilege time? Honorable Baltimore.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, our Vice Mayor and Presiding Officer, my esteemed colleagues, guests, friends from media, FB page viewers, including the officers and members of the Naga City Federation of Persons with Disability, headed by Mr. Jun Agumaa, who are watching right now and waiting for the approval of the PWD code. Fellow workers in the city government, mga namumutan kong Nagenyo, Diyos maray na aga. In times of pandemic, securing our basic necessities such as food and water is one of our top priority. For parents, assuring our children gets proper nutrition to fight diseases is essential. Our current situation brought by the COVID-19 virus challenges our ways to acquire proper nutrition. Every year, the month of July, aside from celebrating the PWD month, we also look on the importance on proper diet and balanced food through the celebration of Nutrition Month. The 46th Nutrition Month campaign addresses the issue of stunting or pagkabansot in Filipino through this year's theme, Batang Pinoy, Sana Tol, Iwas Stunting, Sama All, Iwas All din sa COVID-19. The theme calls for a collective vision of having taller Filipino children by preventing stunting through the participation of government, non-government organizations, civil society, business, academe, communities, and families. Based on the 2018 Expanded National Nutrition Survey conducted by DOST Food and Nutrition Research Institute or FNRI, 1 out of 3 Filipino children under 5 years of age is stunted. This places the Philippines among the top 10 countries with the highest prevalence of stunted under 5 children in the world. This could be due to the limited delivery of related services and programs. Stunting is irreversible and thus must be prevented with proper nutrition and care. Having taller children enables them to develop to their fullest potential. The local government of Naga in this trying time of pandemic, together with the help of NGAs and NGOs, work together to ensure that families have access to nutritious food, have the knowledge and skills to feed their children from locally sourced food, and have access to the services and programs of the city government through the City Population and Nutrition Office. Recently, we deliver relief services to families in the lockdown barangays of Naga City affected by the gradual increase of COVID-19 positive cases. Aside from senior citizen and PWDs, infants and children also belong to the high risk of or vulnerable individuals. Thus, we prioritize the distribution of vitamins and powdered milk to families with infants ages 6 to 11 months and children 1 to 3 years old who are no longer in breastfeeding. We ought to continue giving this kind of assistance, especially when the need arises. To further enhance our city nutrition program, I will be submitting the following ordinances. 1. The proposed ordinance institutionalizing the comprehensive feeding program of the City of Naga. And 2. Proposed ordinance institutionalizing the 1,000 days program for children of the City of Naga. Moreover, the importance of urban gardening, the advocacy of my teacher, sayang mayo siya, the Honorable Mira Rakid Arroyo, is important to have easy access on nutritious food such as vegetable and fruits at the comfort of our homes. If we teach our household, including our children, with the importance of learning backyard farming, this may also help address nutrition deficiencies in our community. Maintaining a healthy body is essential to fight the virus, and getting a healthy body means getting the proper nutrition, especially for infants and children. Nutrition is not just defined by eating healthy food, but it is a combination of acquiring basic needs for our children, such as potable and safe water, sheltered environment, and access to medical needs. Aside from social distancing and wearing of face masks, may we also give our full attention in delivering these needs and awareness in our localities. Diyos mabalos po, Happy Nutrition Month celebration. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Baldemaro. Anybody else would like to avail of the Honorable Del Rosario?
Marinaga po sa kabos. Marinaga po. Madam Chair, members of the 13th Sangguniang Panlungsod, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Last Wednesday, 22 July 2020, for almost 2 hours, we discussed the contents of 5 Commission on Audit findings. Certain department heads explained to us these audit observation findings, which cover the period 2014 to 2018, 2019, and the latest June of 2020. Allow me, Madam Chair, to point some significant findings. Out of the 51 audit recommendations embodied in the previous year's annual audit reports, 10 or 20% was fully implemented, 37 or 73% were partially implemented, and 4 or 7% was not fully implemented as of August 23, 2019, the date of the interim audit exit conference. Among the observations include various deficiencies in the planning and implementation of programs, projects, and activities of the city government, delayed in the submission of financial accounts and reports by the city treasurer and city accountant by an average of 3 months and 13 days, in violation of existing laws and ordinances, rules. Also, incidents of non-maintenance of subsidiary ledgers for all collecting officers, also non-reconciliation of some accounts, proper recording of goods, drugs, and equipment from the DOH and other agencies, procurement, delivery, inspection, and inventory of some medicines not in compliance with existing rules, which led to the suggestion of COA for the accounting office to adopt the perpetual inventory method of recording the procured drug and medicine. preparations and issuance of variations in public works to properly support claims for payment for these projects. The use of a special education fund. Some projects listed as programs and projects activities which considerably eat up the funds for the 20% local development fund remain unobligated, depriving the constituents of the socio-economic and environmental outcomes had funds been fully utilized. Use of profits of local economic enterprises to subsidize losses of other economic enterprises. Notably, Madam Chair, there were recommendations, some of which to the effect that to coordinate with the internal audit system of the city to set up or conceptualize a sound internal control system for the requisition and issuance to end users of inventories and procurement of issuance to end users of drugs and medicines and other supplies. This can be found in pages 6 and 12 of the 47-page COA report. Also, the fourth paragraph of 2020-022 report, dated June 16, states that, quote, various lapses in the internal control system were associated to the incurrence and sustenance of losses, and among the remarkable ones pertain to the lack of an enabling ordinance which will facilitate the efficiency and effectiveness of its operations. Madam Chair, some of the issues were already acted upon by the management. Some are awaiting actions of by COA, but notably, some are recurring issues. Madam Chair, if we have a fully functional internal audit system, this representation is pretty sure that the concern regarding the honorarium for teachers and barangay officials could have been avoided. Also, caution with regards to the implementation of programs, projects, and activities that are otherwise not included could have also been exercised. Madam Chair, we have the best and brightest of minds in City Hall, department heads, and chief of offices who have shown tenacity, perseverance, and diligence. They deserve to be commended. They have worked with the best of intentions. Even the members of this august chamber are performing their tasks to the best of their abilities to support our leaders. With this at hand, it is our bounden duty to ensure that the necessary policies are in place and thereafter implemented. Madam Chair, as elected officials, our presence are time-bound, whether 3 years, 6 years, or 9 years. Maswerte na kita kung matatanang pa kita ng chance na magserbi sa masalangkaw na posisyon. Pero ang mas importante, Madam Chair, si iwawalat ang mga pulisiya na magagamit kan mga pag-iribat sa City Hall, ngarig mapaspakarahin nindaan sa indang serbisyo, and for the city to be even more progressive and caring. Bako lang tamaota ang qualified audit findings pag-abot ng panahon. Kay baigdi ang SELG, as in good credit rating sa mga bangko, but dahil tagustutang mas mapakaray ang operasyon kan lokal na gobyerno kanaga. Madam Chair, after careful study, I am submitting today a proposed ordinance strengthening the internal audit service in the city government of Naga by establishing the Naga City Internal Audit Services Office, creating certain plantilla positions thereof, appropriating funds, and for other purposes. This ordinance is pursuant to the policy of the city government, our policy to pursue good governance and public financial management by ensuring that the development spends within means, invests in the right priorities, and delivers measurable results within an environment that empowers citizens. The purpose is to strengthen the Internal Audit Services Office to help improve the existing systems and procedures, with objectives to attain the following value and benefits of having internal audit: to improve the effectiveness of risk management, controls, and government processes. This will help the city government to accomplish its objectives by establishing a source of continuous assessment of internal controls and also a continuous source of recommendations for improvement. To instill public confidence in the city government's ability to operate effectively. This will help to establish citizens' trust that the city government's resources are effectively and efficiently managed for optimum service delivery, and strengthen the mechanism for ensuring the accountability of the city government to its constituents. What are the functions of the Naga City Internal Audit Service Office? advise the city mayor and the Sangguniang Panlungsod on all matters relating to management control and operations audit of the executive or legislative branches. Conduct management and operations audit of all functions, programs, projects, activities, and outputs and determine the degree of compliance with their mandate, policies, government regulations, established objectives, systems and procedures, processes, and contractual obligations. Review and appraise systems and procedures, organizational structures, asset management practices, financial and management records, reports, and performance standards of the city government. Lastly, analyze and evaluate management deficiencies and assist top management by recommending realistic courses of actions. There shall be two divisions, Operations Audit Division and Management Audit Division. Ano takay puhanta kang Internal Audit Service Office? For the regular and timely communication of findings and recommendations, systematic conduct of follow-ups on audit recommendations, continuous monitoring of internal audit effectiveness, proactive auditing and advice, comprehensive and balanced audit plans linked to LGU management of risk, and presence of internal audit assessment mechanisms. Madam Chair, this is pursuant to Section 124 of the Government Auditing Code of the Philippines and Administrative Code of 1987, which states that the local chief executive has the direct responsibility to install, implement, and monitor the system of internal control. On the other hand, it is the duty of the Sangguniang Panlungsod to establish the Internal Affairs Office through the enactment of an ordinance creating such and provide funding based on the administrative order and the DBM Circular 2004-04. We shall take off from the Executive Order 2015-004 issued by the previous local chief executive pertaining to this subject. Madam Chair, we all share a common vision to further improve the lot of our constituents. Sabi nga ni dating Alcalde Jesse Robredo, our actions must focus on making the best better. Maraming naga po.
Thank you, Honorable Del Rosario. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Mila Estiracid Arroyo and Honorable Mary Kyle Francine Trifulca. Anybody else would like to avail of privileged time? None? Next item. Councilor
Reading and approval of the order of
Altemoro.
business.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, may I move to dispense the reading of the order of business with the following inclusion as item number 2 of the special business or order, the letter from the City Mayor requesting for a passage of a separate resolution authorizing the undersigned to negotiate and contract loans with the Development Bank of the Philippines, the Land Bank of the Philippines, and LPD Lending Investor Corporation, subject to ratification of this honorable body. Item number 3 of the special business or order, also a letter from the City Mayor requesting for an authority to negotiate with Ms. Ambrosia Romero and Ms. Ursula de la Cruz to acquire the respective properties in Balatas, Naga City. Item number 12 of the unfinished business is the committee report of the Committee on Land Use. Item number 13, also a committee report of the Committee on Land Use. Under new business, item number 2, a letter from the City Mayor requesting for consideration of a proposed ordinance providing community employment for households whose livelihood was affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Item number 3 of the new business is the matter of the privileged speech of the Honorable Joselito Del Rosario, an ordinance strengthening the internal audit service in the City of Government of Naga by establishing the Naga City Internal Audit Service Office, creating certain plantilla positions thereof, appropriating funds therefore, and for other purposes. Under other matters, Madam Chair, item number 1 is the DILG Memorandum conduct of 20 Centennial Art Competition. Item number 2, the other matters, is the letter from the DPWH furnishing a copy of the status report of various infrastructure projects for the month of July 2020. I so move for its approval, Madam Chair.
Any second? Honorable Rosales?
Madam Chair, may I also move for the inclusion of one item which is pending in the Committee on Appropriations. This is a letter from the City Mayor received by the Sangguniang on July 7, 2020, requesting for the passage of an ordinance authorizing the grant of honoraria to more than 700 frontline volunteers during the period when the city was under the enhanced and modified community quarantines. The request of the City Mayor has been pending in the committee for the last 2 weeks, where supposedly this was to be taken up by the committee. However, last week I was not able to have the committee meeting because I was still under quarantine. And yesterday, because of the emergency announcement of the mayor for the conduct of rapid tests for all City Hall employees, the committee was also not able to meet. However, the matter, I believe, is urgent, and the committee was able already to agree for the approval of this ordinance pending the amended request from the city mayor for the prorating of services, prorating of payment of honoraria for these volunteers as unfinished business, Madam Chair.
Unfinished business number?
Item number 14, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Madam Chair, just handed to me another letter from the City Mayor, and I am moving to include this as item number 4 of special business or order. This is marked as urgent. A letter requesting for a passage of a Sangguniang Panglungsod resolution requesting President Rodrigo Duterte through the Department of Budget and Management to finance the construction of the following project: A. New Naga City Hospital; B. Naga City Center for Safety and Resiliency; C. Centro Redevelopment Program. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second? Okay, the agenda for today's session is approved. Next item.
Order of business, special business or order, the endorsement dated July 20, 2020 from the City Budget Officer, forwarding the Sangguniang Kabataan Ordinance 002-2020 of Barangay Triangulo, reverting the amount of 295,000 pesos.
Honorable Rosales, Chair of the Committee on APRO.
May I move, Madam Chair, for the approval of the ordinance of Barangay, the SK of Barangay Triangulo, reverting the amount of 295,000 pesos out of the appropriation from other maintenance and operating expenses to unappropriated balance and appropriating the same to capital outlay under medical equipment amounting to 250,000 and information technology and communication equipment amounting to 45,000. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second to the motion? Second. Okay, approved. Next item.
The letter dated July 27, 2020 from the Honorable City Mayor requesting for separate resolutions authorizing him to negotiate and contract loans with certain banks in the city, subject to the ratification by the Sangguniang Panglungsod.
Okay, Honorable Baldimoro.
Madam Chair, the City Mayor is requesting for an audience on our break. So, may I move to temporary defer this item and discuss during our break?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Baldemoro. This matter is deferred temporarily. Next item.
The letter dated July 27, 2020, of the Honorable City Mayor, requesting for authority to negotiate with Ms. Ambrosia Romero and Ms. Ursula de la Cruz to acquire their respective properties in Barangay Balatas.
Okay, Honorable Miles Arroyo.
Questions would be propounded on this matter, and considering the fact that there will be a meeting with the city mayor, may I move that the matter be deferred temporarily? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Miles Arroyo. Matter is deferred temporarily. Next item.
The letter dated July 27, 2020, of the Honorable City Mayor, requesting the President Duterte to through the Department of Budget and Management to finance the construction of certain city projects.
Deferred temporarily so we can discuss it with the mayor. So this matter is deferred temporarily. Next item.
Unfinished business, the letter dated July 23, 2020, inviting in today's regular session Mr. Frank Mendoza, City Budget Officer and Chairman of the Local Finance Committee, with respect to the letter of the City Mayor for the passage of an ordinance authorizing the supplemental budget number 1 of the city for fiscal year 2020.
Was the city budget officer invited in today's session?
Yes, Your Honor.
Nagpa-rapid test to sinda. Baka pwede nang mag-report. Temporarily deferred. Kindly call the city budget officer. The same with
Item number 2, Madam Chair. Number 3, the letter dated July 21, 2020, of Attorney MacGyver Gerard Urbina of the City Legal Office, submitting the Naga City Appraisal Committee Resolution 2020-09, determining the fair market value of land located in Barangay San Isidro intended for public use.
Appraisal committee.
Deferred.
Honorable Del Castillo.
He was the subject of that appraisal committee resolution because Mr. Rule, I believe it was already acted upon last regular session, Madam Chair. We have already ratified the sale between the city and Mr. Rule. So I believe that's already moot in academic.
Did we request him to submit a
Yes, last week that was included in our calendar business, and I believe we have already acted upon favorably.
Okay,
on
so
that
this is
particular
moot and
matter.
academic.
Yes, Madam.
Next item. Thank you, Honorable Del Castillo.
The letter dated July 20, 2020, of Attorney Rebecca Grace Maraño of the City Legal Office, requesting authority for the City Mayor to enter into a deed of donation with the Department of Education to formalize the transfer of properties of Kapukaw and Isidro families for Santa Cruz New Area Development Project. Moot and academic.
Honorable Del Castillo.
Just want to know why we'll be already donating that particular property to DepEd when even the construction of the building is not yet finished. So why retain? I think we should first retain the property and negotiate with DepEd prior to the donation of this. I think that's a 2-hectare property. That property located at Santa Cruz, so that we can first evaluate what are the other needs of the city prior to executing this deed with in favor of the Department of Education. So I think we should first refer the matter to the Committee on City Properties prior to the final disposition of this body.
So we refer this to the Committee on City Properties. There was a second, Honorable Elmer Baldemoro.
Yes, Madam Chair, and to invite a representative from DepEd.
DepEd.
Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Honorable Baldemoro. Refer to the Committee on City Properties. Please invite a representative from the DepEd. Next item.
The letter dated July 20, 2020 of the City Assessor submitting his report with respect to the market value on real property appraisal report dated May 4, 2020 involving the town properties as to its price value is higher than the declared value.
Di ba we already discussed about this? Pero Honorable Del Castillo, pero ano?
Being sought from us by with regard to that particular communication, Madam Chair. What is being requested from us?
Second page. My request. 10. Continuations and letter. Parang this was already taken up during one of our session. I remember. Honorable.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Del Castillo. Honorable Marisa Arroyo.
I think I remember the background of that. I think what we wanted from the city assessor was an information as to its action on the valuation of the properties surrounding that which we purchased. Because we purchased a particular property for a price which is much higher than what appears in the tax declaration. So that means that the property around that particular area would have that value already as we purchased, based on our purchase. So our question was, what would be the action of the city assessor so that the value of the property surrounding that area which we purchased would be valued similar to the price at which we purchased that particular property of the TAN? That's our question. We are not questioning why is the market value higher than what is declared. We know that, as explained here. I suppose we all know that the market value would always, at the time of purchase, would always be dependent on at the time when the sale is concluded. So therefore, we already have the information that the value of the property surrounding that area which we purchased would already have that value which is the same or similar to that at which we purchased the property. So, ang sabi ta, kung aram ta pala na araw ka ni ang mga value kong properties surrounding that area, so tano ta kababawon ang yaon sa tax declaration kang mga properties na ito. So what would be the action of the city assessor? That's the information that we wanted to get from the city assessor, Madam Chair. You can just invite the assessor so that the question will be directly propounded unto him so that there will be no misinterpretation in the letter that will be sent to him.
In today's session?
Yes, if he is available, Madam Chair. So
Okay, so we defer
we
this
defer temporarily.
and invite the city assessor. Next item.
The letter dated July 20, 2020 from the City Assessor submitting the lot plan of the properties occupied by the Naga City Science High School along Leon Arios Avenue in Jimenez Park subdivision.
The same. Lot plan. Pending with City Properties. This is pending with the City Properties Committee. Next item.
The letter dated July 27, 2020 of Mr. Boboy Hernandez, Event Coordinator, Naga City Bicycle Board. With respect to the observation and the proposed ordinance promoting bicycle as practical, health, environment-friendly mode of transportation in the city and providing mechanisms, incentives, and penalties for violation.
Honorable Del Castillo.
That is the answer to the disposition of the Committee on Laws, Ordinances, and Reorganization when we tackled the proposed
bicycle
ordinance
ordinance.
authored by the Honorable Perez. So I think we should refer that matter to the Honorable Perez because he is drafting an amendment to our existing ordinance. I believe that it could help the Honorable Perez in the drafting of that proposed mandatory ordinance, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Del Castillo. So this matter is referred to Honorable Perez. Next item.
The letter dated July 22 of Mr. Rene Gumba of the Public Safety Officer transmitting the updated list of initial registration records of Pajak Operators and Drivers Association.
Was this requested by the Committee on Transport?
The letter dated July 1, 2020 of Mr. Nolasco Gisalba, CHRMO. Mr. Alan Reondanga of the CPO and Attorney Orbina of the Legal Office, the Chairman of the Special Investigative Committee, submitting the report of the special body tasked to investigate the matter involving the premature disclosure of information, specifically the names of City Hall employees who tested positive in the rapid antibody test.
Okay, Honorable Del Castillo.
Does the report mention the source of the leak
Information.
of information?
Pakibataas din.
Because if not, we just take note of the matter and yeah. Sa taas pa daw tayo. Ano si findings? What's the findings? Yeah.
Ano lang, si procedure. There's no mention of the person.
Mm-hmm. I think that was already corrected with our present setup, Madam Chair. Igwana ning privacy ngunyan si pagkuyang kan result contest. Unlike previously nagulpiyon ang naghihiriling duman sa area. Ngunyan medyo orderly si pakakandak, Madam Chair. So
we just take
I'm
note.
happy that they have taken positive action on that particular matter. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Del Castillo. So, noted. Thank you. Next item.
The proposed ordinance of the Honorable Elmer S. Baldemoro codifying the policies and programs of the city on persons with disabilities, with the letter of the city mayor endorsing the proposed PWD code and copy of the proposed code per resolution number 2020-07-01 of the Naga City Federation of Persons with Disabilities.
Honorable Baldemoro.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, please allow me to present the salient picture of this PWD code in a PowerPoint presentation.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, the PWD belong to the marginalized group. So, it is imperative for the city government of Naga to provide all the necessary protection and benefits to PWD. So, this code will be known as Persons with Disability Code of Naga City. In Title 1, the Enhanced Persons with Disability Identification Card, or EPWD ID. This will be issued at the PDAO office. Ini po ang design kang EPWD ID. In the application of EPWD ID, makakakuha po kita ng database pertaining to the data of each PWD, and ITO is tasked to formulate a database profiling system in the PDAO office. In case po na for those who are having a ailment that can be cured, only a temporary ID shall be issued. For those who have temporary disability, the words temporary and valid only for 6 months is printed on the ID. Of course, only those ID bearer shall be entitled to the privileges being provided by the city government of Naga. The rights and privileges of PWD, the equal opportunity for employment. In this code, it mentions that at least 2% of all positions in the city government of Naga will be occupied by persons with disability. On the latest data in the committee hearing, the HRMO said that out of the 1,500 plus employees, more than 60 of that belongs to the PWD sector. So we already complied the 2% requirements for the PWD at the City Hall. And also the incentive for employers, those who will hire PWD shall be entitled to additional deduction from their gross income equivalent to 25% of the total amount paid as salaries to PWD. The livelihood and training assistance, the city government through the PDAO with the assistance of Metro Peso or TESDA will design and implement training programs for the PWD. And also the Metro Peso will provide livelihood loan assistance to qualified PWD. And the city government will also enter joint venture with the association to explore livelihood opportunities for PWD. The PWD cooperatives, the city government of Naga in partnership with CDA is encouraging the persons with disability to form a cooperative. When they form a cooperative, at least 10% of its goods and services will be procured by the city government. The Summer Employment for Enrollment Program is already institutionalized through an ordinance, having a priority for the PWD and children of PWD. On education, Madam Chair, on the tertiary scholarship, it was already contained in the tertiary scholarship ordinance that at least 10% of every batch of incoming scholar shall be coming from the PWD. And also, those who are not qualified to become a scholar, they can be entitled, provided that they are indigent and who will enroll in college, shall be given financial assistance. On the basic education, the PWDs or children of PWD shall be prioritized in the Sanggawadan program and Queen, having the following benefits: the rice subsidies, school fees, and incentive to exemplary student. The PWDs who earned honors shall be given cash incentives. A transportation allowance, ito po ning mga aki na enrolled in public, elementary, and secondary school na nadidipisilan magklase dahil nga ni mayong kakayahan, including pamasahe. So, in this code, we will provide a transportation allowance of 500 pesos per month to those indigent PWDs enrolled in public, elementary, and secondary school. The assistance to PWD and ALS, so ito pong ma-enroll sa ALS shall be given financial assistance. Assistance to participation in sports and contest, aron po ka mga tinataotang assistance, the PWD shall be given assistance if they participate in provincial, regional, national, and international competition. The exit program ay ipo niyang ide-develop kang PIDAW para magkaigwan ning exit program, matawang po ning employment or business opportunities. Ito po mga PWDs who have graduated from college, ALS, or skills training para may day po masayang itong mga ipoprovide tang scholarship, itong training na magkakaigwa itong exit program ang sarong PWD for employment or business opportunities. On health, the Naga City Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation Center, this was the ordinance of the Honorable Ranyola, and the mayor said that this will be attached to the proposed Naga City Hospital 2. The community-based rehabilitation specialist. Sa ngunyan po, igwa kitang BHW who concurrently serve as CBRS. Ang kadipisilan po ngunyan, dahil sinda BHW, they sinda 100% performing as CBRS. So the proposal is haliun po sinda sa pagka BHW and to become full-time CBRS para po makapag-focus sinda on their work for PWD. In consultation with the CBRS, tugot man po sinda, provided that they will receive the same honorarium as a barangay health worker. So, in this code po, the CBRS shall be appointed by the city mayor to be recommended by the punong barangay, and the honorarium is equivalent to honorarium received by a barangay health worker. The medical assistance, the indigent PWD is free at Naga City Hospital, including its medicine and laboratory examination. And for those who having confined or treated in other hospital or clinic through the CSWD, they can also avail hospitalization or medical assistance. The mandatory PhilHealth coverage, this was already a Republic Act and waiting for the implementing rules and regulation. The other services, the provision of assistive devices and assistance in the acquisition of assistive devices. The DPDAW provided assistive devices such as wheelchair, cane, crutches, etc. And also will give financial assistance in procuring prosthetic devices and other intervention services, aron po kang hearing aid and other. Burial assistance to deceased PWDs, we have already an ordinance for this, giving 3,000 pesos on top of the city assistance. The PWD access to information, we requested the ITO to adopt a PWD-friendly features that is accessible to the visually impaired in browsing our government website. and also during our session and other events of the city, like the State of the City report, the sign language interpreter, yaon po, for the benefit of the hearing impaired person. And we also encourage the barangay government to have also a sign language interpreter during the barangay assemblies. And we are happy that in the committee hearing, the Liga President, our colleague, the Honorable Dodit Beltran, affirmed in this, including the appointment of the CBRS. On the accessibility, the barrier-free environment, the PWD must have access in public and private buildings and establishment. On the public transportation, the posting of posters and stickers as designated priority seats for PWD. On the mobility, the PWD is allowed to drive subject to the rules and regulation issued by the LTO. On the parking space, there must be a designated parking space for the PWD. The political and civil rights, the right to suffrage, the right to assemble, and also the right to organize. Sa kanya po, aside from the Naga City Federation of Persons with Disability, we also have the Naga City Visually Impaired Person, the Naga City Deaf Society, the Women with Disability. So, aside from the respective barangay association of PWD in the 27 barangay. The Naga City Federation of Persons with Disability, the federation governing the 27 BAPDA, and the federation will submit their annual work and financial plan for consideration in the annual budget of PIDAW. And also, our mayor, the city government, will also provide its office. As mentioned by the mayor, it will be also located near the Naga City Hospital too, beside the rehabilitation center. Transportation allowance for federation officers, 500 pesos monthly transportation allowance during their monthly meeting. The use of the pre-use of government recreation or sports center for the PWD in their activities. The PWD month, the whole month of July, we declare this as PWD month in the city of Naga. Other privileges, the 20% discount and exemption from VAT, the discount on basic commodities, the express lane, in the absence thereof, the PWD must be priority. The pre-movies, kabali na po, kang senior citizen, PWD is also pre-movie in our partner cinema. The housing program, the PWD shall be priority as beneficiary in the housing program of the city. The PADJAC and franchise assistance to BAPDA as income generating project of the respective BAPDA association, they could avail loan from Metro Peso for the purchase of PADJAC, and also the city government will be giving PADJAC franchises free of charge. Bedridden and abandoned PWD monthly allowance. Ito po ni para sa mga bedridden and abandoned PWD to give them monthly food allowance. This is in the form of food to be given to indigent, bedridden, and abandoned PWD. Also, birthday cake. Para po mas maugmaman ang mga PWD, they will be given a cake on their birthday. The provision on discrimination against PWD, the discrimination on transportation, the provision of non-conveyance of PWD with assistive devices, the selective conveyance, ito pong dahil pagpapasakay, lalo na kung may darang wheelchair, posting of stickers at the designated seat, the fare discount. The PWD is entitled a 20% discount, designated a parking space for PWD. So ito po mga establishment as a PWD parking. the discrimination and the use of public accommodation and services, the prohibition and verbal, non-verbal ridicule and vilification against PWD. And for each operation in this code, we recommend that the PIDAW office is hereby established as a department of the city government of Naga. This is the function of PIDAW. And also a plantilla position for the head of PIDAW, the function of the PIDAW officer, the organizational structure for the PIDAW, having a PWD database, external relation, accessibility, administration and finance, and skills development. The Naga City Post Special Education Training Center. Iyon po na itong pig-create as exit program for those children graduated from SPED. Gusto kaya kaning mga aki ni na padagos lang ang sa indang pagklase, and they are now having skills training like cooking and other skills training. The Resource Center for the Blind will be institutionalized under the PIDAW. The Naga City Council on Disability Affairs, this will provide guidance to PIDAW. The council has been created, having the mayor as the chairman and the committee on PWD as co-chairperson, having members divided into 4 committees: the Committee on Advocacy, Committee on Accessibility, Committee on Livelihood and Employment, and Committee on Education. The meeting must be at least twice a year. The Association of Barangay Kagawad Committee Chairperson on PWD, this was already organized to support the activities of BAPDA, and will also serve as focal person of the programs for PWD in the barangay. On each appropriation, we already have a 1% of the annual budget of the city of Naga incorporated in the annual budget of PIDAW. And we thank the city mayor for endorsing the said PWD code, also the Naga City Federation of Persons with Disability. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Elmer Baldemoro. Honorable Del Castillo.
Thank you, Councilor Baldemoro. I agree with most of the provisions of this ordinance, Madam Chair. However, I am also objecting to some. Foremost of which is the elevation of the PIDAW office as a department. We must remember that the city government of Naga as of now is already top-heavy. So we should not increase, we should not easily convert a division into a department without first studying thoroughly the matter. Remember, Madam Chair, that we are in the process of right-sizing the operations of the city. So I think if that provision will not be changed, I will object on that particular provision. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, Honorable Baldemoro. The documents of the Honorable Del Castillo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The purpose of having a department instead of an office, the department head could act easily on the request, on the assistance to be given to PWD. Kung opisina po kaya, Madam Chair, of course under the office of the city mayor, all the requests should be approved by the city mayor. Kung department na siya, the department head could act on it. So to facilitate the service for the PWD, we recommend to make it a department.
Okay, follow up, Honorable Del Castillo.
Madam Chair, that a department head can do whatever he wants without the approval of the local executive. All offices, except the Sangguniang Palunsod, is under the office of the city mayor. So all decisions of those departments or offices or division at that are all subject to the approval of the city mayor as the local chief executive of the city. So it's not acceptable to me, that kind of explanation, Madam. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Del Castillo. Honorable Miles Arroyo.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Gabus man po kita nagmamauwot that our services to the sectors that we serve, particularly the marginalized sectors, would be improved. Pero dapat po siguro ilaagta sa tamang perspective. If we create a department, ang nature po kang sarong department is siniserve niya ang entire constituency on a particular issue. So halimbawa po, health. There should be a Department of Health serving the health need of the entire citizen, the entire constituent. Dahil po kita pwedeng mag-create ng department na sarong sector lang ang isi-serve niya. Ang department po is created to serve a particular or to carry out a program serving the entire sector on a particular issue. So dahil po pwedeng may department na sarong sector specifically ang isi-serve niya. Sala po siya sa concept kang sarong departamento. Second, kung ang gusto ta pong mangyari to serve the PWDs better is to create a department, ang ginigibo ta po is pinapadakula taan sa tong overhead. Dapat po ang padakulaan ta si fund for direct programs and projects na marireceive kang sa tuyang sector na gustong iserve. Pag ang sarong gigibunta po is to create a department, we are increasing the size of the bureaucracy that would deliver the service rather than concentrating on the service itself. So dahil rin po ako uyon na magibo kitang department para sa PWD. It will defeat the very purpose na gusto tang magibo na mag-improve ng service for that particular sector. Gabos pong mga rights duman na present in that proposed ordinance, gabos naman sinda pigma-mandate ng national law. So mayo man maraot. In fact, dapat na ma-carry out all those mandates by the national law and even improve on them. But definitely creating a department will defeat the purpose. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Mela Arroyo. Honorable Ranyola.
Please know who are these community-based specialists.
Honorable Elmer.
Ano po?
Community-based specialist.
Community-based specialist.
Madam Chair, ini pong at present, one BHW was designated as community-based rehabilitation specialist. Na iyo po yan itong barangay volunteers na iyo ang maasikaso ka mga PWD. On the present situation po, ining CBRS serve concurrently as BHW. So, kung BHW po, aramtaman na ang BHW, kadakol trabaho. Every day, nagre-report sinda sa health center. Every Wednesday, the immunization, may assign sindang zone. So, na-perform lang sinda as CBRS pag may paginahagadan ng report or may kasuguan na papagibo sa PWD. On this proposal, Madam Chair, gusto tan na maging full-pledged ang CBRS for the PWD. Nahahaliw na sinda as BHW. So, para po, full-time na sinda sa pagtrabaho, pagkuaning data, pag-assist sa mga pangangaipukang PWD, and also they were trained as to rehab a PWD. So in this proposal, Madam Chair, gusto ta na maging full-fledged CBRS ang CBRS to perform as CBRS alone, not as a BHW.
Thank you, Honorable Baldemoro. Honorable Ranyola, follow-up
Well,
question?
a training cannot make them a specialist. There are so many specialists that takes care of this PWD. The speech pathologist, we have neurological specialist, we have the pulmonary specialist. All of that helps in maintaining a better life of the PWD. But a mere BHW with a little training from the learning school cannot be called a specialist. It might be a misnomer, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Ranyola.
Madam Chair, all those mentioned by the Honorable Ranyola is a professional doctor or medical personnel. Ini pong CBRS, iyo man lang ni ito nag-a-assist sa barangay. Asinda po itong nag-iiba sa PWD. Asinda itong nag-a-assist sa mga pangangaipo. They collate data. Dahil man po sinda itong dahil man po sinda ito talagang nag-perform ng rehabilitation.
So, pwedeng haliw ng specialist, pwede na lang worker.
Iyo po, garo man lang po sinda barangay health worker, BNS, kaya lang ang kinikater lang ninda is PWD.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Baldemoro. Any other comments? Okay, Honorable Abunal. The budget, hay na sinagali naman si budget officer.
Ma-check na lang po tabi kung may data na kita kang number classified number kang PWDs kada barangay. Kasi nagluluwas po na i-equate pa na yung specialist sa level kang barangay
Number
health
of
worker.
PWDs.
Sooner or later makihanaman kayo sa barangay health worker. Siya nga pira sa naman ang pagsiserbihan ako nga gabus. I think there has to be some perspective on the number. Kaya kung may data na kayan, we'll be able to establish whether indeed so specialist mo sa Concepcion Pequeña, mai-equate mo man lamang sa specialist kang Dinaga because of the sheer size of the PWD. Ang concern ko lang po, madam, ang pagbabalanse mo kang numero sa good kang taong pagsiserbihan.
Taong isi-serve sa kung taong ma-serve.
Yeah. Secondly, may we just check, that's why I was asking kung maagi ini yung proposal na ini sa appropriation. Yung kadakol-dakol pong services na yun, all of these will be answered by the appropriation na automatic appropriation of what is it? 1%. Kasi kung may appropriation na 1% of the budget going to the PWD, kaya na ba yung kadtong gabus net services na pick outline dyan? Kasi baka dahil na nagmamats. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Abunal. Honorable Baldemoro.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As of today po, dahil pa kumpleto ang data kang PWD in the barangay. Kaya po nga ni gusto ta na mag full time ang CBRS. As of today po, we have 4,000 plus PWD in the city of Naga. And out of the 4,000 PWD, more than 300 of that is bedridden. So, duman po sa query ni Councilor Abunal, paano mababalance ang Concepcion Pequeña to Dinaga. Ang CBRS po, 1 per barangay. However, ito pong dakulang barangay, dakula man ang honorarium kaiyan sa barangay. So, duman po nababalanse. Pag dakula itong barangay, most likely, dakula man ang honorarium kayan compared duman sa sadit na barangay dahil dikit man lang itong pigsiserbihan niya. On the question on the appropriation, Madam Chair, all this program was already included in the 1% allocation for PWD. At present po baga, igwa kitang 1% allocation for senior citizen and another 1% for PWD. And susog po sa gusto kang sanggunian for the direct services to the PWD. Gabos pong nabanggitan na services and benefits kang PWD will be charged on the 1% appropriation.
Okay, Honorable Del Castillo.
1% appropriation. The 20% development fund is based on the ERA share of its local government unit. The law which mandates local government unit to provide for, I think, children is 5% of the ERA. All the rest has a basis. What will be the basis of the 1% to be appropriated for the PWD? Because I've already mentioned this earlier, Madam Chair, in our other discussion, that we might be tying our resources on some programs which are not yet readily implementable. It affects the financial operations of the city. So I'm very interested on the basis of that 1% appropriation. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Honorable Del Castillo.
Madam Chair, we already have an ordinance mandating the 1% allocation for PWD and senior citizen. And on the apprehension na daini mayu-utilize, hiling ko, Madam Chair, with the content of this PWD code containing so much benefits and services to the PWD, baka nga ni kulang pa ang 1%. Why we are demanding 1%? Gusto lang po na ma-assure na may siguradong budget for PWD. On the apprehension na dahil po ni magagastos, with that programs and services, baka po nga ni magkulang pa ini. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Valdemoro. Honorable Del Castillo.
This is not answered, Madam Chair. Is it the total estimated income or what?
The total annual budget, Madam Chair. The 1% of the annual budget of the city.
So that includes both the ERA, local revenues, in the other seats of the city. So it's quite big, Madam Chair. And again, I will reiterate, it might affect the overall operations of the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Del Castillo.
Madam Chair, at present, we already practice this. So, sailing ko, dahil man siyang effect on the succeeding year. Dahil ginigibutan na po ningon yan.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair, the only contention, Madam Chair, is the
Office.
Conversion from office to a department.
I think that's where the negative comment is coming from. The Honorable Del Castillo is turning this to a department. Is that the only observations? Okay, Honorable Miles Arroyo, we'd like to acknowledge the presence of our budget officer and also our city assessors. Honorable.
Madam Chair, the conversion or the establishment of a department is not the only issue. Another issue is I did not quite agree with what the Honorable Ballimoro said when he said that for those who will be focusing to the PWD sector in the barangay, they will have they will have bigger honorarium if the barangay has bigger. But it's not a question of honorarium, it's a question of efficiency. So dapat bako lang siyang dadagdagan ta ang bayad duman sa person who will focus on the needs of the health needs. Kasi health yung aspect, di ba? That's why they will be taken from the BHW. It's not the honorarium that they will receive. It's the efficiency that will result if there are more PWDs in the area. So dapat, I believe the ordinance should provide a ratio. Tangari, masiguro tang efficient and hopefully effective ang service that will be delivered. So it has to be clear in the ordinance. Otherwise, that will be a conflict area in the implementation of this ordinance. So that has to be clarified also.
Okay,
Thank you, Madam.
Honorable Marcia Arroyo, the proponent of the ordinance.
Yes, Madam Chair. I am agree to the Honorable Arroyo. I'm just answering the query of Honorable Abunal kung paano mababalanse itong sadit na barangay sa dakulang barangay. And the basis of giving the honorarium will depend on the existing rate for the BHW. So, kumpira po itong existing rate for the BHW in the barangay, iyo man to ang magiging rate kang sarong CBRS.
Okay, Honorable Abunal.
Si concern ko po, bako man na dapat magpantay so BHW saka yung inaapod mo niya na specialist. Ang sinasabi ko, so number of constituents na pwedeng pang-ipon. That's why I ask for the number of PWDs per barangay. Tabaka langanin mananggad na pantay sa naman na pareho sa naman sinda specialist kuno. So dinaga sa Pequeña. It's not so much the honorarium. Secondly, Madam Chair, I will have no immediate objection sa paggibukayan department. Ang concern ko naman kasi pagbaralanse. Accordingly, there are 4,000 na PWDs. We are creating a department for 4,000. Dublon mo pa yan for 8,000 individuals. Pag ginibo mong department yan, ang senior citizen nga ni, nasa 18,000 na po yan kabus. And the number keeps increasing year after year. We're increasing by about 500 new senior citizens every year. Pag ginibong mong department sa PWD, in point of needs ng services, senior citizen, gibon mo naman yung department. Yung tabing internal services, they man pinapa-convert into a department. Baka mas kaipuan nga nito ang dapat kibuhon na department. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Abunal. Honorable Baldimoro.
Madam Chair, given the comment of our colleagues, I will just submit a revised copy of the proposed PWD code on the next
So
session.
we return this back to you, the ordinance,
Yes, Madam.
for the refinement and also to take into considerations the comment raised by the other honorables.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Elmer Baldimoro. Can we go back to item number
Number 1 and 2 of the
number
unfinished
1 and
business.
2
This is
unfinished
with,
business?
yes ma'am.
The city budget officer is around unfinished. Item number 1 of the unfinished business. Rules is suspended. With regards to the supplemental budget number 1 at Naga City, there are questions raised by the members of the Sanggunian. Honorable Del Castillo.
Rounder to the city administrator, the acting city administrator and the city budget officer. This representation during last regular session inquired as to the sources of fund in the purpose of the appropriation. But later, my office was furnished with a copy of the communication saying that most of the items included in this request are previously approved appropriation ordinances of the city. But for the sake of the other members of this body, I think we should give the city administrator at the time to explain to us this request for the enactment of an appropriation ordinance. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, Mr. Mendoza.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Good morning.
This request for the passage of supplemental budget number 1 covers the consolidation of 10 ordinances. Let me just enumerate just to refresh the memory of this august body. Number 1 is ordinance number 2020-010, reverting to unappropriated balance the amount of 35,382,435 pesos and 25 centavos to fund the implementation of SSL 5. Ini po si pag-adjust kan sa tuyang mga sweldo. Ano po ta nakabali sa supplemental budget? Nagluwas po si issuance kang Department of Budget and Management Enero na. So data po na-include duman sa pag-prepare kang annual budget for 2020. Second, ordinance number 2020-014 appropriating the amount of 3.5 million under the account land. Pambayad po ni duman sa access road sa sanitary landfill sa San Isidro. Next is ordinance number 2020-20 appropriating the amount of 10 million to form part of the assistance to individuals in crisis situation under CSWDO. Pangkuyan po ini, pandagdag ta duman sa mga tinatawtan tabang during the COVID-19 pandemic. And ordinance number 2020-022, an ordinance creating the plantilla position sa local sa city treasurer sa pong LTOO, Local Treasury Operations Officer 4, salary grade 22. One position man lang pa lang po sa CTO. Next is ordinance 2020-023, creating the plantilla position of president, librarian, nurse sa City College of Naga. Ini po in compliance with the requirements of CHED. Ordinance number 2020-024, appropriating 33.65 million para po sa pagbakal ng bagas. Ini po nakalodge sa opisina kan CSWDO under the account welfare goods. Sunod po tulos is 2020-027 for the same purpose, appropriating 26 million as additional appropriation to respond to the need of the constituents, particularly the purchase of additional rice chargeable against the surplus. So ang naglog po sa welfare goods under CSWD is 33.6 plus 26, halos kaya po yun 60 million more or less. Ordinance number 2020-030, creating the special account in the general fund and appropriating the amount of 57.6 million. Ini po si nag-abot na pundo hali sa national government. Si inaapon na Bayanihan Grant for Cities and Municipalities. That's equivalent to 1 month IRA. Para magamit na po ito, requirement, we have to create a special account. Next is 2020-041, reverting the amount of 9 million from welfare goods. Kinuha na po duman sa tipuntang halos 60 million. 9 million from welfare goods under CSWDO and appropriating the same para po sa hazard pay katong mga nag-duty during ECQ as well sa mga as well as sa mga medical personnel, ito pong inaapod na special risk allowance. So ang 9 million went two ways, saro po sa hazard pay ka mga job order, permanent, casual, etc. on duty during ACQ, plus special risk allowance para po sa mga medical worker, mga frontliners. Next is 2020-027, appropriating the amount of 6,878,983 as augmentation for various offices. Ini po si recently approved to cover prior year's obligation. So ini po kabos, pinagtiripon into one supplemental budget for purposes of review kang Department of Budget and Management Regional Office.
Okay, Honorable Del Castillo.
On jointing collective motion, I move for the passage of an ordinance authorizing supplemental budget number 1 of the city of Naga.
Second. Okay, approved. Right, Honorable Rosales.
Madam Chair, may I just make a follow-up on the supplemental AIP still not being approved for 2020, since we have already approved the supplemental budget for 2020. I believe the AIP will be necessary for the approval of this budget.
The Department of Budget and Management issued a circular allowing LGUs to appropriate in advance of the AIP. Ang pagkasabi po ninda, may mga kaipon gastusan na di man na-anticipate, pero dahil na kaipon maghalat sa pag-convene kang Local Development Council sa kapag-approve kang AIP. So allowed po yan, dawa mainog si budget duman sa AIP. Anyway, Madam Chair, those items are already included in the proposed AIP.
Okay, thank you. Does that satisfy you, Honorable Rosales? Okay, Honorable Del Rosario.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning. As part of my privilege speech, I think the point of Councilor Rosales is indeed correct. May I request the city budget?
Of that DBM circular that says appropriation may be made even if it's not outside of the AIP, because that really defeats the purpose of the AIP. So tanong mga AIP pa kita, pwede man palang kitang maggastos maski maayos sa atong plano. So may we get a copy of that circular, Madam Chair?
We will furnish this body, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Mendoza. You were raising your hand. Honorable Abunal first.
What we are shown here is the ordinance authorizing the supplemental budget. Okay. Siapot kayo, Madam Chair, na inot, kung nagsusupplement kita sa mahali, ano ang source, later on, we were furnished copies of all the earlier ordinances. In fact, ang letter na ngunya nakasabi, the proposed supplemental budget is a consolidation of all. In other words, pig-consolidate sa naman and nginaranan na supplemental budget. What we'd like to know is whether ining pigngaranan nagabus na ordinances na iniyo, ano po ini na-spend na, may differences pa, may mga balances pa ba ito or what? Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, Mr. Mendoza.
As of now, Madam Chair, there would still be balances out of the appropriation under that supplemental budget. For instance, hindi pong latest na approval, ito pong sa prior year, pinaprocess mi pa lang po. Nag-start kami last week, pero uga pa po mga tada. Also for other accounts, baka ini pong
si iba.
Dahil pa po, baka ini pambayad sa daga sa San Isidro, baka pinaprocess pa man lang. na may mga kaipuhan pong i-comply. So, dahil mo po gabos siya, ubos na as of now.
Yeah, okay. So, kung may mga balances pa po yung gabos, you're calling it supplemental budget. In other words, pigsabi lang si source, but what that is budgeted for, mayo pa man po. If it's supposed to be supplemental budget, then it should be earmarked already for expenditure. Wala pa tayo niyan.
Mr. Mendoza?
We have the supplemental budget. Actually, if we look at that ordinance, it's quite a thick document. It indicates the sources of fund and the uses of fund, and it would indicate si details po kung anong opisina, ano si account, ano si source. Di ko lang aram po kung na-provide sa kada members, but the entire document would reflect the data requested by the Honorable Abunal. It's 26 pages.
Wala kami niyan.
Madam Chair, that format is, iyo po si pighahanap kang DBM. Si mga previous ordinances, pigpashoot mi lang po dyan sa format as required by the department.
Okay, Honorable El Castillo. Does that answer your query, Honorable Abunal? 26 pages.
Madam Chair, as stated earlier by this representation on my motion, this ordinance that we are passing is just a consolidation of previously approved appropriation ordinances. In those original ordinances, Madam Chair, the purpose of the appropriation is stated in the ordinance, including that of the source of fund. So what we are doing now is just to consolidate all those approved ordinances into one ordinance, which is the basis of the first supplemental budget of the city for calendar year 2020. So all other ordinances not yet approved cannot be included in this in this ordinance, Madam Chair. Because, as I've said, it is just a consolidation of previously approved ordinance. So, with that, Madam Chair, may I reiterate my previous motion, which was duly seconded?
Any second? Before the second, approval, Honorable Miles Arroyo, comment?
May we have the body of this ordinance that we are passing? It's just the title. What would the body really actually look like of that ordinance?
I think it's 26 pages.
Ano na?
Because it's just the title that we
Just the
are
title.
provided
Ito ang
with.
mga itong consolidate ng mga ordinance.
We have provided, Madam Chair, this honorable body with a copy of the budget, the entire budget. In fact, it's now being flashed.
26 pages.
Dahil lang po siguro na reproduce.
Okay, let's take a break while the Honorable Miles Arroyo is perusing the papers attached. Break.